Yo, y'all see the title already. There's not gonna be no extra editing. We're gonna actually talk about the situation of the title. Video game developers are failing, bro. They are failing. I don't care who can make the game, but somebody's failing. If you from New York City, if you from any big city, and you having like, I believe the idea's always been thought, but why hasn't this game been made? We are failing to probably make the greatest game of all time right now. Like, you can still make other games, but this game that I'm thinking about in my mind, I'm not no video game developer. I can't put shit to thin. You know what I'm saying? I can't do none of that. But y'all can. And like, depending on how good this video does, y'all can help with that. Because bro, in reality, we got GTAs, we got the 2Ks, we got the Elden Rings, we got all these type of games. And I'm not saying combine them, but why we don't have like, to me, a game I'm thinking about is a story online game that starts like, let's just say the title is Life Reality. Like that should be like the process. Boom. I don't know a game that is like actual like reality, actual life, actual anything in terms of like paths and stuff like this. Like GTA and 2K kind of like, they kind of like skimming through it. You know, 2K start from high school, basketball play, a lot of cut scenes, but it's just like just deeper levels of layers you can actually dig into that. I really believe, because I'm just gonna speak from NYC perspective. I'm gonna speak from a Bronx person perspective. I'm gonna speak from my perspective. Like, I think about it like this. So we got NYC. I'm gonna write it over here in my notepad. All right. We got NYC game, right? NYC game, NYC life game. That's not like, it's not really like the title, but it's like, all right, boom. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. So we got NYC life game. Boom. Start from high school. I think really starting from high school is really important. Why? Why start from high school? Because what I'm thinking about is actual reality, and we might have just lagged a little bit, but what I'm thinking about is actual reality, like school, teachers, actually being able to fail the game, or not even actually fail. You mess up in that position, there's no going backs, no going backs. You could obviously start to make a new character and stuff like that. Start from the ninth grade year. Ninth grade years with everything shapes you. It can shape you in middle school, but I don't think developers want to go that young because of you don't want to put ideas in people's head. Like, situations happen, bro. Like, situations of just violence, basketball, going the music route, any route. There should be a possibility for all of these routes. But I'll just say the routes of just music. Let's say music. I've never seen a game with like a game like that yet, but it might be a game out there. Basketball. That's always the, let's say streaming now, because streaming is big now. Boom. You fail at life, you get through, you skate by, you can have good grades, you can have all. I'm telling you, it might seem like too much of a game to really process, but in my mind, as simple as this. And the reason I said offline and online, because make it like a co-ed game where like people can play with you, and they like, bro, make it actual like life. Like, why is it a game like where it's life? You can really change the world. Like, I don't care if it's NYC to Miami, actual like, actual different things. Like, I really think GTA has like the most potential to do it, but they'll never go that deep. Like, GTA is GTA, and that's what they're for, and that's fine. But the NYC game or a Miami game or whoever decides to do it, have you start from high school. You would be any gender between male and female. And then, I don't know if they want to tap into the other stuff and the gender thing, but if they want to do that too, it gives the opportunity for the game to really have a lot of reach. And that's the point of a video game. Reach. Why can't we reach this? We reach the young people. You know, maybe they a little too, they don't want to, you don't really want high school to playing it, because you don't want them to get too into it, because you want you to still get your education, still work on what you need to get. So that's why I'm like, boom, high school, music, basketball. I'm just saying those are career possibilities after you done with 4 years. You have to do the 4 years of high school. Like, I'm not saying like you gotta play. Like, if you play out through a day, everything, like, it's not like a, you gotta go a day by. That's kind of OD. That's kind of like, every day is actually a day. That's too much now. Like some people should be able to like quote unquote beat the game, you know, get to a life point, like go 20, 30 years, whatever they want to do, bro. I just think there's just like, bro, because we live this life where people wish they would have done stuff differently. So if you wish you would have done stuff differently, yeah, maybe you can't, but you can go and play a video game. That stuff is just done differently. It's not the same and stuff like that. Why are we failing to do stuff like that? Sorry, I think that shit is cooking, y'all. I thought that was cooking, y'all. So why are we failing to do that? Why aren't we putting our all efforts into making this game just life? Like, oh, how can you like boom boom? Like it's probably a lot of questions, but those are for developers to really figure out. As chat, you know, comment section, whoever, that's for us to really like boom, do this, do that, do that. Sometimes, yes, life end up where people are on the streets, they gang bang and stuff like that. Put that in the game. I'm not saying that promotes it, but I feel like that keep people less on the streets. I'd really rather people like as a like I think parents would rather you not be in the house so much and on video games behind the stream and stuff like that, unless you out here making bank. They don't really like you in the house too much. They want you to go out there, work, socialize because that's just the life. But that's why I said when you come to offline and online, you can still socialize. So if you want to make it an offline game, make it an offline game. You want to make it an online game, make it an online game. But there should be levels that you growing actually up and shit like that. I actually thought about being VR, but I think that's a little too much because of stuff that happens. It's just like we need to, bro. I'm telling y'all, we've lived the experience of high school. We've lived the experience, and I'm not even saying this rough lifestyle. You could personally do a suburban lifestyle, like people how they lived in that boom boom, and then we can like people from the trenches could play their side and see how they lived it. That's why I said a lot of people have to come together. Video game developers, not just one, come together. This that. It sounds like a lot, but if y'all know how to put technology to technology, get them up done, bro. Because I genuinely feel like, because me personally, greatest game on time, I can't really tell you that. It's really, but this could be one of them. Because you really out here working to, like I said, I think it kind of keeps some kids off the streets because there's already young kids right here out here, ready gang banging as middle school. That's why I don't want to go that young, you know. But high school, at least just I don't know, bro. I just feel like that's just a great idea, bro. Like, yeah, and it's a game. It's like to me, it's a game of a chance where you can fail, bro. So if you don't get this grade right, or you don't get this grade, you don't get to play basketball. You don't get to go to this college. But I think when it comes to basketball, it comes a little different because now you tap in that basketball stuff, and I don't know if that's like a copyrighted thing to be able to do that. So like that I won't stick on to. You know, anything that can like make the game harder to get out, I think I wouldn't stick up on. You know, you want to stick on the ones that you feel you can completely get out and all of that stuff. So, like I said, music, basketball, streaming, whatever you want to be, nurse, it could be whatever you want to be, bro. It's really up to you, bro. I genuinely think it's in a way subjective. All right, this is not working. This is that. But in a way, it's subjective to whichever you want to be, bro. And that's what I genuinely believe. So when you come to this, the game should just be called life. But like I said, have the hood life, the suburban life, the races with it. Regardless, it seemed like a lot, but it's like let's put that at multiple. Um, my bad. It took me a minute. Multiple. My bad. Yeah, this keyboard's fucked up. Multiple races, different experiences. That's why I said it. Coming together as a video game with the black, video game, the white person who's lived in this, the black person that actually lived in the suburbs too, black person that lived in the hood, white person that lived in the hood, white person that lived in the. It's just a multitude of things you can do with this. I think we're failing at even trying to attempt it to make the greatest game of all time. Like, I genuinely think this will be the greatest game of all time ever made. If it ever gets made after this video, I'm taking props. I may not get money for it, but I'm taking props because I think, bro, I just want to keep people off the streets. I want older people that can play the game. They felt they fucked up in life. At least they got a video game to play that could, like, I'm gonna do this on this, at least a video game. And I just give the people a chance to have fun and give people a chance to buy the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving them the developers, like, am I bugging, chat? Comment section am I bugging? That is this any odd way a bad game to think about? And this is just not even, this is a regular layered thing. I'm not even multi-layering it how much I think should be done, like, in terms of thing. I'm just throwing out the idea of life. Like I said, a black person decided to play a character of the white person and how they lived in the suburbs and all everything above. You know, you could be getting bullied. You could pick anything you want, anybody you want to be, and that, I don't think that's too much to ask for. Maybe I'm bugging, but I don't think that's too much to ask for. So, like I said, music. I've really never seen a game with like a storyline like music yet. You know, like, getting signed to labels, Music Young, what type of music you decide to do. You're in New York, Miami, whatever you decide the path you try to go down. You know, we want this route, you did this route. Like, I think people are just trying to just skate away what really happens in real life. But I think we could kind of play on the line of it. We don't have to ultimately do this and that, but we can play on the line of it. And I think that's what people are just like, to me, terrified to take those steps. Those steps is what's going to make the best game all the time. I think it's what's going to prevent a lot of people from doing stuff. Shit, if it's going to be, I had another idea, but I was like, somebody got a Roblox where, like, they made like a NYC, so it was like this block, this block, this block, beef, and it was like, I don't really promote that to move much. But again, if it's anything to keep people from actually go to actual blocks and they'll do it on the internet, I am way more comfortable with that, because it's just like, that just causes a lot of left death. And yes, it's more people on the game, but bro, what we want, more people in the house and alive, or more people on the streets dying? Yes, is there a chance high school people are able to get G's? G's is guns. Yes, that you know, you from the experience of hood life. Now you just about NYC. People are able to get whatever. That's kind of already bad, the gun control. You could fake teach that already, but you could also show that it's people are able to get it. Like you said, you're not really boom, boom, boom. Like, I just think, and then this is what comes to the online game. Like, a high school person gets a gun, boom, goes to the shootout with another high school kid. High school kid dies. When you actually die, it's an online game. Your character is done. It's not GTA RP. Your character is done. You got to make a new character. Yes. Some people gonna get past 9th grade and the 14 years old to become 18 to 19 to 20. I think that's where everything gets aligned on what these games, because the age limits. I think that's always gonna be tough. But it's like, if you don't live past 16, 17, whatever, it's that's actual life, bro. That's actual life. Shit, that's a good title. Actual life, you know? And I'm just talking from my perspective. I gotta see how other people lived and, you know, stuff like that. Because what we don't do is that we don't touch on too much of what's actually going on, the reality of life. We touch on it with videos, we touch on it with the news, we touch on it with everything else. But video games really touch a lot of people from every generation. Maybe when you get to OG and older, you're not playing games no more, but from you know, 14 to 19, from 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 31 to 36, like, people are still playing video games. And sometimes people don't listen to other people, but they like these games, they like all of this stuff. That's their attention, and that's definitely younger people. So you want to mold them into saying boom, boom, boom. That's the end of the game thing. Is like, it teaches so many lessons. High school people can learn as they're going. Like, damn, I'm doing this right now. That's why my life is going bad. Change up how they do in the actual real life. Better in school. It's just so many layers I feel like we can tap into. We're not going to tap into it today it's a part 1 video. Like, it's going out everywhere. And hopefully people enjoy it. Like, I'm not editing, bro. I don't have that ability, yo. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. I'm gonna make more videos like this. And yeah. Video game developers, stop. Let's make the best game ever. Ever. Come on.